Good evening, fellow YouTubers. Today I am going to be reviewing one of my favorite beers, La Fin du Monde. This is brewed by Unibrew in Quebec. Unibrew a few years ago was bought out by Sleeman, and I thought to myself, please don't let Sleeman screw up or mess with the recipes of these beers. And let me tell you, they didn't. They didn't when Sleeman bought them out. They didn't when Sapporo bought out Sleeman. The beers are still high quality beers. La Fin du Monde is a tripel. And a tripel is named because they use triple the amount of malts versus a regular beer. This makes for a complex alcoholic aroma and flavor. There's spices like coriander and pepper and cloves, and it's just such a delicious, sweet, malty beer. Let's give it a try. Pop the top off, and pour it in. Whoa! Pour it in my mug. Let the head simmer down a little bit. I mean, look at that. That's the sign of a quality beer right there. Lots and lots of foam. Ooh, it smells delicious too. Let's add a little bit more. Big billowy white head. Come on, dissipate. Let me add some more. Come on. I mean, look at that. Just look at that. Ain't that a beautiful sight? And no, there's no nitrous widget in this bottle. This is pure 100% foam. No widget whatsoever, unlike in a can of Guinness. Guinness has a little widget which, when you open it up, produces a shot of gas which makes that nice creamy head you see when you pour out a can of Guinness. This doesn't have that widget. Let's pour it in a little more. Oh yeah. There we go. Now how much of this did I spill? Not too much. Look at that. That's a beautiful sight. How does it look? Beautiful cloudy straw orange. Absolutely gorgeous. With a nearly white head that has great retention. I mean, that head, it ain't going down. How does it smell? Plenty of sweet malts, a hint of banana, maybe a little too much banana for my liking, but still a really good beer. There's some slight pepperiness to it too. Some cloves as well. I can smell this beer all day. It's that good. Let me tell you, this is one of the best beers you can get. It is ranked, I believe, 98 on beeradvocate.com. That's something to be bright. That's breaking rights right there. 98. That's pretty damn good. And my dog just walked in. Hey, Winnie. How's my girl? By the way, I am not drinking this cold. You drink beer at cellar temperature, not cold. You drink it cool. If you drink it too cold, none of the coldness numbs your tongue, and you can't get the subtle flavors found in really good beer. The reason most people drink beer cold is they're drinking shitty beer. Beer like Molson Canadian, Labatt Blue, Corona. Ooh, I don't understand why people love Corona so much. To me, Corona is one of the skunkiest, worst tasting beers you can ever taste. Speaking of taste, let's see how this tastes. Definitely a bit of alcohol taste. This is 9% beer, by the way, and it's bottle fermented. Bottle fermented means they add a little bit of extra yeast to the bottle, and the yeast actually ferments the beer inside the bottle. Definitely some sweet malt, some orange flavor. Some spices, some coriander, some clove, and there's a slight peppery aftertaste that kind of just awakens the mouth and makes the beer that much more flavorful. Mouthfeel. Great amount of carbonation that gives it a rather light feeling mouthfeel instead of a harsh force of carbonation. Medium body, but still pretty heavy feeling. But let me tell you, this beer, the more it warms up, the lighter the mouthfeel. I cannot recommend this beer enough. It is near perfection. And let me tell you, I've had this beer cask conditioned when I was working in Ottawa. We went over to Montreal. We went to a bar. They had cask conditioned La Fin du Monde. And let me tell you, cask conditioned La Fin du Monde, perfection. The beer cannot get any better. 10 out of 10. 5 stars. 100% rating. If you are a beer fan, and I don't mean a swill beer fan. Swill beer, everyone drinks that. I'm talking real quality beer. If you are a real quality beer drinker, go to your local beer store and pick up La Fin du Monde. Translation, the end of the world. If it's the end of the world, I want this beer. It costs a little under $14 for a 6-pack, but it's well worth it. It is one of the best beers you can ever drink. I cannot stress how delicious this beer is. It is malty, it is sweet, it is light-bodied, but still has a bit of depth to it. Oh my God. Did I mention I love this beer? Because I do. I absolutely love this beer. It's easily one of my top 5s. I think West Vleteren 12, which is another beer that's, I believe, brewed in Belgium by monks. I think that beer is a little bit better, but not by much. This number 2 beer, number 3 easily. I cannot recommend it enough.